Hello, welcome to episode 4 of our Sons of Voluntas Ars Magica saga. The year now is 1192, and we lay our scene in the north of England, where a group of apprentices of the Covenant of Voluntas are going about their business. It's currently summer this time, and about 15 minutes walk from the manor house of Witton is the village of Witton, where many of the craftsmen and other companions of the Covenant live. And over this last few months, there's been a new building project in the village. They've taken the small church and added on a new tower, and have just finished installing a bell for the first time. So the village are having a bit of a summer party to celebrate the work, and the slightly monotonous church rituals already been conducted, and now it's a pleasant summer afternoon where the villagers are, enjoying the bounty of England. The apprentices have generously been given the evening off to go down and join the villagers. Obviously, it's important for Maga to learn how to interact with their common folk. And it's been suggested that if they want to help out with the preparations for the celebration, certainly would be good practice for them in finding creative uses for their arts. So if we want to do a quick who's who, John, off you go.
Okay, my name's John. I'm playing Caleb, apprentice of Matthias of House Flambeau, a quiet, unassuming young man now. He's 20 years old, kind of forgetful. He's kind of bland, but just drifts in and out. Done.
Off you go, Lee.
Yep, so I'm playing Herman of House Marinita. He's slightly taller than the average, but not much more taller. He's kind of almost a feminine facial features that he's trying to hide by growing a small amount of stubble. But it's not working very well. He has long blonde hair, and he's all about animals and fairies. Anyway, he's off to the village, probably carrying some of his old, botched candle work to give to the church.
Okay, and Solon.
My name's Solon. I'm playing Gareth Taylor, currently apprenticed to Ardith of House Tempestrious, ex-Misk. He is now 19 years old. He's got a solid 6 years left in his apprenticeship, I believe, maybe 5. And he is pretty much just following the others. I can't think of anything he would personally be bringing.
Okay. Two of you have the gender gift, and Herman is actually fairly comfortable with him because these are mostly common folk and their families, so they've known you a little bit for many years at least. So the gift's not have the same issue it would in the wider world. So let's say they set up improvised tables. There's plenty of ale of various strengths going around, they're certainly making this a bit like a harvest festival. You might imagine it. So there's certainly there's lots of good quantities of very basic fare. With freshly baked bread and such like, and cheese and meat. Does anyone want to have done or be doing any spontaneous magic to help out with the preparations in any way?
Not Caleb's magic doesn't really suit this sort of thing, so he wouldn't. He would offer to help out himself.
Okay.
But being relatively weak of body and not particularly useful magic, he's going to be more probably of a hindrance. They will just try and stay out the way.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. Lee?
I'm just trying to think if there's anything I could do with like a Muto animal to help with the meats, but nothing I can think of right away.
Is it possible to cook meat directly with Muto? I guess you could transform it. I think that would back, won't it?
Yeah, it'll become uncooked again when it's spelling.
When it's in their stomach, yeah.
I mean, you can with cure animal, you can conjure meat. I mean, people will get hunger again because when it disappears, but they'll still have enjoyed the pleasure of eating it.
Yeah, I guess I also have Rigo. I don't know if Rigo would help with anything. Like,
no, okay, no, okay. Solon, anything in mind?
Nope.
Okay, great. Okay, so a few. Let's see. So in the village, there'll be a few people you'll have. Obviously, there's a few familiar faces around. These are people you're not close to, but you've seen them around the Covenant. You've known some of them. Some of them you know them, but not necessarily their families. And I'm just going to get through my notes.
Notes. Good point.
Okay, so you're probably possibly sat at a table trying to not look like you've just been lazy, but then there's no particular expectation on you to help out.
What sort of help are they needing at the moment? Are they still setting up, or are they just enjoying themselves now?
I mean, there's people cooking food. There's people bringing stuff out. I'm more just fast doing like a montage over the setup. I'm not
Okay.
Play that.
Yeah.
So they're at this point, then they're start to settle down. There's the local parish priest sits down with you. Young masters, good of you to come out and join us.
Father, congratulations on.
Indeed. This is Father Joffrey. So, how have you? How are things up at the manor?
Nothing too different. Life continues. Chores continue. Studies continue. But village keeping well, Father?
Oh, yes. Everything's splendid here. I think it's a moment. I did get a letter from the bishop. He was concerned about reports of dark spirits in the forest nearby. Said I didn't know anything about it.
Doesn't bode well. Any of the villagers spoke to you about it? Any of those reported their fears to you?
No, nothing at all, actually. This would have been. This was a few months back now. This would have been about the time. You brought in those two poor injured fellows last year.
The foresters. Oh me. Well, Caleb will sort of shrug. Yeah, they did have some unfortunate luck in those forests. We went through once when we pulled them out. We drove whatever attacked them away, but we can certainly ask the masters to do it to go out again. Maybe if you feel the village is threatened or the villagers are fearful of it. Obviously,
I can't say we've had any trouble here. It's been quite a good year, all in all.
That's good to hear, Father.
Happily drinking the table ale.
Caleb
are
is.
we in the church itself? Oh, sorry.
No, I think we're outside. I think
We're outside. Okay.
Yes.
Caleb will be nursing his drink. He's not.
Yeah.
He's tried to. He doesn't want to lose his wits. But I'm glad to hear it's been a good year, Father. I hope there's many more to come. And toast. Give him a small toast.
So, will I be seeing much of yourselves in church then?
I come when I can, Father. I know I should come more, but time is not my own. So
no. Well, perhaps make an effort to come down at Easter next year.
Yeah, I will certainly ask my master if I can, Father.
Anyone else want to join in on this? Want to react?
Nah, I'm good.
No.
I'll say, Father Joffrey. I do the occasional work with beeswax, and I was wondering if you could use some extra candles from my.
Certainly, my son. We can always use more candles.
I know when I used to live up north, my mother used to get me to go to the church and donate some of the candles. So.
Oh, yeah, I would be very grateful. Thank you.
So then, Father, apart from this merry occasion, I hope any more in the village planned for the summer?
Oh, I don't think so. I suppose the next few months that we start bringing in the harvest soon enough, and there'll be a festival for that, of course. At the end of it.
The harvest festival is always lively.
Well, it brings warmth to a heart to see young people so happy. There's enough unpleasantness in the world. It's good to bring a little joy in.
That I agree with you, Father. That I agree with you.
You noticed many new people in church, Father? Any newcomers in town?
Newcomers? I don't think we've had any newcomers. I mean, there was that Jewish family a year or two ago, but they don't attend church.
Are they fitting in the village fine, though?
I think so. They keep to themselves a lot, but they've always been polite. To me.
I don't think leaving their last home was very easy on them. Yeah, but it's certainly nicer to be out in Wilton than it is in York.
I'm sure the townsfolk are much friendlier to them than the townsfolk of York were.
Yes. I heard about York. Dreadful business. There's rather a lot of it in the country.
So much for charity.
Yeah. And people start to wonder when the king will finally return. You're not going to say now, what, 2 years?
My studies always told me crusades are not short endeavors, though, Father, are they?
No.
It's a shame he's off fighting Saracens while his Jewish subjects are dying. They are under his protection, after all.
That they are, but I know the more distant the king is, the less strong his protection is.
Yeah. Well then, Godspeed that King Richard returns soon, and Caleb will raise his glass slightly.
Okay, so the evening goes on. The priest goes off on his way to mingle with the people. A little while later, someone else makes a point of coming up to your table.
Give a respectful nod. Sir Godwin.
There you are, lads. Having a good party.
It's decent. It's good.
It's nice to get out and about once in a while. and good bread and good cheese. So,
Because Voluntas can be kind of stuffy at times.
Yourself, Sir Godwin, you enjoying the festivities? Not so much.
It's a fair day. You'll get the sense he's not really a party person.
Yeah.
So, I understand you want to talk to me, Herman.
I was inquiring about it, yes.
Well, here I am. Now's as good a time as any, isn't it? Or did you
burying myself in my elk glass right now?
Or did you want a private conversation away from your friends?
I suppose it doesn't matter. I just heard that you've been a bit upset lately.
Wow.
And
well, I gather you're not the only one. Has been spending a lot of time hanging around the stables trying to impress Ella.
It was never my intention to try and impress her.
It gives you a look.
That look gets seconded.
Caleb winces. Oh.
I mean, young man, what are your intentions?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
I think you do.
Well, my intentions aren't foul.
Go on.
That's a good start.
My intentions are to be as chaste as possible until marriage.
So you intend courtship?
Right. So you are intending to court my daughter with possibility of marriage? Is that what you're saying?
I suppose that's where it went. Like, that's where it's going.
Hang on. What do you mean where it went? And you two can cut the laughter out. Right.
Sorry, Sir Godwin. It's just...
It hasn't gone anywhere. Other than talking.
Herman, speak plainly to the man.
I'm not used to
He's
talking.
trying to protect his daughter's honor.
Well, I think I understand that, but your honor's not been tarnished.
That's good to know. Otherwise, that sword might be coming out.
Okay. I'm going to ask you again, what are your intentions at this point towards Ella?
My intentions are to continue speaking with her.
Okay. Are you actively trying to court her?
I suppose so.
Right. How are you, lad? How old are you, lad?
Out of character, I believe I'm 18, right?
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, so 18.
Okay. Is this your how does one put this? I mean, I get people like you. Your masters keep you in the lab a lot, from what I see. Right? Is that right? You don't go out much.
No, I've not been out other than for errands, really. And once in a while,
you came to us. What? How many years ago?
9 years ago.
Right. So when you were a wee lad. So you're is Ella your first girl? Is that why you're so you're finding this so difficult to speak about?
He nods his head yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, we've all been young once, lad. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But you can understand. I need to make sure what your intentions are. Now, if you want to be friendly with Ella and chased about as a friend, as a chaste friend, that's fine. If that's all it is. If you want to court her, I mean, you don't seem a bad lad. But would it be nice that you asked me first, or if you told me a little bit more about yourself? I mean, go on. Go on, tell me. Who are your parents? Where are you from?
I grew up close to the border between close to Hadrian's Wall,
He nods.
and I mostly grew up with my mother there, and worked as a hand around the to help her with her herbalism.
Right. So your mother was a herbalist, a witch, a wise woman?
Apothecary?
Yes, essentially an apothecary, I suppose.
Right. Hmm.
My
Okay.
father is a wool merchant from Scotland.
Oh. So, you still have any contact with them?
Not in a very long time.
No? Hmm. Has he got other sons?
I believe so.
Hmm. So, I mean, is he a prosperous merchant? Is there money there?
Yes, there's quite a bit of money there, but I don't know if I'm really entitled to much of it.
Hmm. See, I'm trying to establish if this would be a good match, if there's something that you pursued, whether you'd be able to take care of my daughter. That's why I'm asking questions.
Well, I am training to be what I'm training to be.
Hmm?
So there are some benefits to that, I suppose.
Hmm? And would that enable you to take care of a person materially?
We'll have opportunities to be able to do it, yes.
Hmm. Right. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say to me about this matter?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, I'm going to think it over. Suggest you do the same. I'm happy for you to keep being friendly to Ella. And yeah, if your courtship proves successful and she's happy with it, then we'll have another conversation.
Okay.
Unless you two others have got anything to add? Anything I should know about this fellow?
No, he's a fairly decent fellow, upstanding. Doesn't resort to violence unless absolutely necessary.
The horses like him.
Right, and he glances at you, Gareth. I mean, at one point I heard you were hanging around there a lot as well.
He nods. He's not even denying it. He's like, I was. And then when I realized, shall we say, the consequences that might arise, I made sure the boundaries were drawn.
Right. Yeah, let's just
We're all young once, as you said.
Yes. Well, as you say, if you've moved on, you're not gonna fool around.
I am currently
There's what to be said.
precisely. I'd like to imagine your daughter and I are still good friends, though.
So she tells me, yes. Right. Well, I'll leave you to your drinks, lads. Have a good evening.
You too, Sir Godwin.
You as well.
Once Sir Godwin leaves us, I'm going to turn to Gareth and said, "Now that was entertaining."
Oh, extremely.
Herman, come on.
Was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
He's not going to cut your head off in the middle of a party. And I don't think he would do that unless you had dishonored her. Then you might have a problem.
Oh well. Another trial survived. You'll be fine.
I suppose it would be... There's also another matter to consider, though, which I did not raise in his presence, but... You have to also consider that if you were to marry her, or any other girl here, they would have to presumably travel with you, far away from their families, to wherever we go. Whether that is Scotland, Norway, or some other place entirely. The farther away it is, the less happy her family would be about it. Scotland is far, but she could still make the journey once in a while.
I suppose I haven't really thought about that.
You definitely should.
If you're going to be serious, you both need to discuss it.
That too. I'm going to have to think of such things myself. But,
Who are you chasing now?
I'm not chasing anyone. I don't consider it to be chasing. I am getting to know Licoricia.
She's
The Jewish daughter.
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's good. Is she happy here at least?
Oh, she seems to be adapting quite well.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
You haven't had the father talk yet, then I take it.
It hasn't progressed anywhere near to the point where that would be necessary, but rest assured I will do so.
It's none of my business. I just happened to be here when Sir Godwin came to talk to Herman, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I am going to go and get some more cheese. Food. So, Caleb will get up and go and get some more food. I'm going to go AFK 2 minutes and get some more food myself.
Okay.
Good timing. And then orcs attack the village. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
How big of an addition was it to the church? What was it?
Well, if you look at the picture, essentially they've added or upgraded the tower and added the bell.
Okay.
It is, I suppose, as parish churches go, it is quite an impressive one. But then this village is almost all the buildings are made of stone, which is unusual.
Yeah, it's very strange for this region, isn't it?
But then obviously, yeah, there might be reasons for that.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, would the Jewish family even be present for this? Or are they semi not welcome for this?
No, they are welcome. They're part of the covenant, and they're certainly. Are they around?
I hear dice rolling.
Actually, yeah. No, you need to look out for them. Yes, they are. In fact, the creature's had a very busy day because she works the kitchens, and she's actually been doing a lot of the food prep.
Fair enough.
Food out. So they certainly are around.
That's actually something I meant to ask because I don't remember it being listed. And it actually makes a difference, especially with what we just had happen with Herman. How old is Licoricia?
I think I said she was 13, 14 when you first met her. We're now
that was 2 years ago.
So that makes her what?
15, 16.
16, which is certainly 15 is an adult in rules terms, and certainly culturally, at least in most of Europe at this point, yeah, that's an adult. That's someone who's old enough at least to engage with, not for marriage.
Okay. At some point, he's going to approach the father
sure.
and just be like, "Hey, just to let you know."
I'll be honest with you, I'd have to double check about Jewish customs or marriage age and things.
That's totally fine. That's why I'm not going to do it right now. There are probably rules about it, but being the guy who helped save the family is probably going to count for something, I would imagine.
Yeah. I noticed on the doc you didn't put my name in the saving of the family thing.
If I did, that was just a slip of my part.
No, I know.
Oh, poor Herman.
Herman gets no gratitude.
Right. Okay.
Caleb comes back with food. Still plenty to go around. As he tears off a bit of bread.
Okay, Gareth, will you actually go to look for Lucretia?
He'd probably go to look. Like, I wasn't going to push it since you said you wanted to research it real quickly. I was going to be like,
That's
just
fine. No, we say.
If you're up for it, sure. Okay.
Okay.
I just didn't want to push it.
So, I mean, just have to think for a moment.
By the way, I'm the only Amaganum user in this covenant, I think.
I believe you're right, yeah.
Like, as far as the apprentices.
Yeah.
I've only got like a 5 in it.
Okay. I'm just going to do a quick roll on something.
Okay. No big deal.
Yes, right. Okay, so you're okay, so yeah, you go from the table, have a little wander around, and it's obviously taking the general moment and have a look around for who's around and where and yeah, Lucretia is coming towards. You do see her. She's coming from the manor towards the village. She's carrying a couple of baskets full of fresh bread from the ovens.
Does it look like she's struggling a little bit?
Not excessively so, but and then you notice she's currently like you might think about near the boundary between the village and not the village.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice she's stopped and is currently looking at some kind of dark shape. You can't quite see it fully because it's behind a tree.
And I'm walking towards her quickly.
Large dark shape. And you get
that like a light jog.
Okay. She appears to be she appears to put her baskets down and appears to be moving to get on the horse.
I'm going to call out to her if possible.
You can certainly call out. Obviously, lots of people near it, but you can certainly call out.
Wait a moment. And that jog is turning into more of a flat-out run. Not on my watch.
Okay, you can all react because you all hear that. He's shouting. Some people don't pay attention because it's a boisterous party.
Oh, it's a busy party. Yeah, exactly.
And some will go, "Oh, she's just fooling around, but fun and game somewhere." A few people are looking around. Okay, other players go. Obviously, you can react because you recognise Gareth's voice.
Yeah. Okay. Look, if he's running towards that, do we see the shape of the pony?
Yeah, once your attention drawn to it, yes.
Herman, go.
Towards that.
Okay. So she's climbing onto the horse. Obviously, there's no tack or anything on the horse, so she's a bit of a
yes.
Not familiar horses, so she's clambering on.
I'm gonna yell out. I'm gonna say in horse basically. Shaggy, what you doing?
It doesn't respond.
Okay.
How close am I managing to get?
Okay, I'll assume you could get to it, but she's just about got on it by the time you get there. Obviously,
Has she responded to the shouting?
There was like an ear twitch or something to show it heard you, but it hasn't actually doesn't seem to have changed anyway. It's
What about
still
her,
in there being clambered onto.
Oh, and she's not responding to any calls.
She looked around as if she heard you, but you're not quite sure whether she's, compass mentis, what's going on.
Let me think. I'm looking at my abilities real fast. Quickly!
Or we're off the horse using your.
I was going to spank the horse's ass basically and get it. Be like, no.
Yeah, but then it might run off and take her.
She's not on it yet. She'd just fall off now. At least from what Nathan said.
So by the time you've got there, if you want to get really up close, she's on it. At that
point. Well, no. I was going to try using magic on my way.
And a range voice, obviously you can.
Shoot. I'm going to do the thunderclap thing to spook it.
Okay.
It's going to be noticeable. I'm sorry, but fine. People will be like, "Oh, was that a lightning strike somewhere on a clear day?"
Clear spontaneous for you.
Fortunate, yeah. Well, no, that's that is unfortunately a spontaneous. Crap. What's its level? I might be able to pull it off.
Was it 10? I think was it Creo?
Yeah, 10.
I think it's 10. I've got Oram 6. I've got Oram 6, Creo 5. Plus stamina of 1.
Well,
what aura are we in, if any?
Most villages would have a very low level Dominion aura.
But we're on the outskirts of it right now.
Yeah, okay. Because you've got to the boundary, I'll say there's no aura.
Okay, so that means I've got a 12 to help me with this, and it has.
You need to get 20. In total, when you dice roll, you need to get.
That's going to be really hard to make. Shoot.
What would it take for me to cast that voice to stiffen the horse's legs so it can't run off?
Rigo Animal, control its movement, or Muto Animal to change its legs.
I have both of those. Which would be easier? I know this is going to be spontaneous, obviously.
Actually, I there is actually something I could do. You said I'm like 10 yards away or something?
You're close. What do you want to do?
I do have a spell. It's kind of weird that I have this because I don't have any Terom, but I have Unseen Porter listed here.
Okay.
Unseen.
Theoretically, I could use the Unseen Porter to just shove her back off the horse or something.
Okay. Or you can pick her up.
That too.
That's Unseen Porter. Is that Teram?
Yeah.
It's Rigo Teram, according to this.
Teram.
Yeah.
I have a Teram of 0.
Unseen Arm.
No, it's Unseen Porter, next page. So it's speaking the strength. It has a strong person, a strength.
Okay. It's explicitly, it's because it's Teram, it's non-living things. Like a mug instrument.
Oh, can only carry inanimate objects, yeah.
Yeah, because she's a corpus pattern, not a.
But could it grab her? Could it grab onto her dress or something, or pull?
No, because her dress is come under her babo animal, depending on what it's made of from.
Damn it. Okay, so that is not going to work. I need to get new spells. I really do.
We've got 1 or 2 tricks, and then we're kind of out of them when it comes to our spells at the moment.
Yeah, and mine are really limited.
So what would it take? What level would it take to stiffen its legs?
Muto Animal, I guess.
Rigo, yeah.
Rigo, controlling objects' movements is like a level 20. Rigo Animal, Rigo Corpus. That will completely paralyze it because you can control its movement completely at level 20. Yeah. So at level 15 or level 10, you might be able to, hinder its movements maybe. But that's still, even at level 10 spont spell, you've got to hit 20 on the caster roll.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I have 10 in Animal and 5 in Rigo and 7 in Muto.
Okay,
someone else go before me because I'm just going to try and look up if I can do what I think.
Yep. But it halves, yeah, I know.
Okay, so Muto Animal, base 3, change an animal's limb. So change an animal's limb. Doing it voice would put it to 5. And doing it for 2 minutes or for concentration would put it to 10. So if you could do a Muto Animal level 10 spont, which means you have to get 20 on the dice, you could change one of its limbs.
I'd be able to do that, yeah. Okay. Let me just see here. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but...
Well, not only that, if this horse is magical, it's got to be magical.
Yeah, I know. I want to try it anyway.
Yeah. So, Muto plus Animal plus Stamina.
Okay, so stamina is 2.
And if you have any like Busan or anything like that in there.
How do you do a command in this again?
Hash D10.
Okay.
Gareth knife ears. Nice Solon.
Well, because when I do Gareth, it says that's already registered, so like accurate.
Cool.
Crap.
So 23, half to 10 will change one of the horse's limbs if it has no magic resistance.
Okay. Do you have any penetration ability?
I have 1 penetration.
So you roll 23, which halves to
11.
11. Yeah.
So spell is 10. So 10. You've got 1 point of penetration, 1 for a rank in the skill penetration, and do you have a speciality relevant?
Multiply now.
No, there's no multipliers only kick in when you have arcane connection.
Yes.
No, I do not have. I don't have a specialty with anything.
Yeah, you need every ability that you have a rank in. You get a speciality for free. So you want to define it at some point.
Okay, but that's only 1 point. That's only like 2. What?
2, and it'll be a +1. So only go 2 or 3 points. So if this thing's got any sort of magical might, it's going to bounce.
You cast a spell on it. It hits you. It hits the magic resistance.
Okay.
Okay. That's Herman done. Anyone else?
Herman's failed.
Yeah, I failed.
Can I have a second sight roll as I'm approaching? Would that be instinctive?
Yeah, I'll let you. Yep, that's fine.
That's going to be perception plus second sight.
Yep.
Okay, so 1d10 plus 1. Oh,
0 potential botch.
Yep.
Yep. Check the botch.
Just 1 knife.
Yep.
No, I wish I were playing D&D because then I'd be like king of damage dice.
Okay. Just do the roll check for botch.
1 dice. Solon.
Yep. It's a botch.
I'm starting to wonder if we should change dice roller because this is getting a bit silly.
It is.
Okay, yeah. As far as you can see, it looks like the same thing you met a couple of years ago.
Oh, crap.
In fact, it looks like it hasn't aged a day.
Like what? So I didn't see past its illusion last time either. If I remember correctly.
I'm not sure what you mean by illusion, but okay. It looks
last time we assumed it was a fae based on our interactions with it. But anyways, if he thinks it's that same creature, he's going to basically say he's going to call out to her again, and if that's not working, frankly, the only thing I can do is whistle up the wind and hope that I get enough points to like actually disturb her attempt to climb onto it. That's the best I can do because I have virtually no chance of pulling off the thunderclap.
I say, with you running towards it, you'll get to it just as she's fully on. So you could
even whistling
like a dive tackle, basically.
You could physically grab her or grab the horse at least.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Which?
I'm not going to dive tackle the horse. That would be silly. just like grab its legs, like no, and it just starts moving.
Yeah. These horses kick, and that's like not good.
That would hurt a lot. No, I will instead try and tackle her off the horse.
Okay. Good. Then that would be I guess a dexterity athletics.
Or brawl.
Sure.
No, yeah. Balls.
I actually have athletics with specialty in running.
Yeah, sure.
So Dex is the attribute you use to hit stuff in this system.
Yeah.
And mine's a 0, so pretty standard.
Yep.
And my athletics is a 1, so...
Or you can use ball. That's also fine.
I don't think I have brawl.
Okay.
Let me double check. No, I do not have brawl. So athletics was better. I got a total result of 6.
Remember, you can spend confidence after the roll in this system.
Yeah.
You think that you want to bump it up to like a 9, which is one of the benchmarks in the scale.
I think I used all of my confidence
No,
last
I think
session.
because last time you spent it before the roll, then it was clearly pointless.
Oh,
So you can have some back. Huh.
okay. In that case, I will spend a confidence.
Yeah,
What does that do?
the 9 does cut it. So the 9, you leap towards her and body knock off the horse, and you land and the two of you land on the other side of the horse. You take obviously it's not a clean landing, and you add it out. It's not that game term damage, but it's ow, that's a nasty bruise. The horse looks at you.
The horse does what?
The horse looks at you, Gareth.
What kind of expression are we talking here? Standard horse? Is this good horse, evil horse, or you can't tell? It's an inscrutable horse.
It's a horse.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, right. The other two of you arrive.
Right, I'm going to cast a spell at this. So what is Herman doing first? Because I think it's his horse, I presume.
We were assuming that.
It could just be a regular horse, and we're all.
I know. I would feel really bad if she's like, no, I just let this horse out earlier. What are you doing?
I'll point out this horse does have magic resistance. You have confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I'm going to run and actually try and get on the horse myself.
Okay.
That's the noise the horse makes. It just barks at you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. You have ride skill, don't you? So yeah, you get on the horse. You don't roll to get on a horse carefully. Fine.
And I'm just gonna ride it off into the woods, or away from town.
Herman, you want to tell us what you're doing? Are you okay, or?
I'm currently checking on Licoricia. Hope she's not too frazzled.
I'm gonna take it away from town so we don't have any more issues.
You're certain you're safe around that thing?
I don't know, am I? I say I've ridden it before.
You can breathe water, Herman. Hell of a gamble. He's still checking, is Licoricia conscious? Is she, reacting now?
Okay.
What the hell happened?
Yes, ow, that hurt. Ow, that hurts. Ow, what happened? I just...
What's the last thing you remember?
I had this idea to get on the horse.
A strange horse with no bit or bridle. I thought you worked in the No, she doesn't work in the stable. That's the other one. Be like, why would you get on a horse that has no bit or bridle? I didn't think you were that great a rider.
I don't know. It just seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yes, well, let's get you back to the village. Let's pick up your baskets.
Yes.
Sorry if I hurt you there. I was a little worried that the horse would be hurting you.
Probably for the... Ow, that's probably for the best. Thank you. Okay, you help her up and sort the baskets out and make your way to the village.
I'll take the baskets to the village. You look after Lucretia.
Okay.
Are there any of the masters in town, by the way, right now, or are they all back in the company?
No,
is there a mysterious raven floating around?
No, I mean, as partly it's a bit of a class thing. It's more awkward if the very high status masters start socializing with the common folk.
Are there any grogs around that I could trust to carry a message?
Yeah, you see Ultron around.
Okay, I'll grab Ultrid and basically fill him in on the summarized version of events, which is possible Fey horse thing, might be a Kelpie, don't know. We're dealing with it. It tried poaching one of the villagers, specifically Licoricia. Handled for now, investigating.
Okay.
Off you go.
Yeah, as I say, it's awkward if the high stairs masters start hobnobbing with the commoners. It's a bit like if the head of your company comes down and sits with you in the canteen.
Fair. He just wants to make sure they're aware of what's going on.
You as apprentices, you've got a bit more freedom because your status is obviously a bit more ambiguous.
Yep.
Okay, Herman.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try and guide the Kelpie to ride off. It is happy to ride with you. Did you want to say anything to it?
Yeah, I guess I'll say that I don't think it's a good idea to try and feed off of the townsfolk of Wilton.
Okay, so there's no reply.
Yeah, I'll say that there's powerful mages that live in the manor that might not want you around here anymore. And I'm assuming, where are we riding off to? Where
do you want to go running off to?
I don't know. What is there nearby? Is there like a forest nearby?
There is the forest. Of course, it's difficult for a rider to go to the forest because it's not
low-hanging branches.
Yeah. There's obviously there is the roads going west at least.
Okay. I'll just I'll ride it out there for like a little bit, and then I don't know. I'll just ride in the direction of the road, and then after a little bit, get off and walk back. And see
Okay.
tell them to go feed somewhere else. Could I roll like Fairy Lore to see if I'm doing something incorrect here? Or
yeah, you're gonna have a phone roll.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop that bleeping I've got in the background.
Sorry.
That's me, I think. My bleeping. Oh, no, sure, bleeping. Your the message.
Yeah, that's.
Look, I didn't message you specifically. I keep forgetting you're in that group.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Do a fairy lore roll.
7 altogether.
I don't know how much I've told you before about Keplers.
The info you relayed before is that they lure people to ride them. They often lure them into waterways and either eat them or drown them.
Yeah. I mean, I think Gareth talked to you about them 2 years ago, or that one. You can confirm that all the stuff he's told you before sounds true to you.
Yeah. Okay.
He got a better role, but I think you could just on that, or at least confirm what you've been told.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I basically, like I say, I walk it for a while, get off it and walk back and tell it to, like,
okay.
Else.
You go to get off.
Yeah.
You find you can't move your legs.
I was joking, man.
Let's see here. Okay. And I'll continue to try and move my legs.
Okay. No. You don't. No, your legs are not responding. You might, with your fairy lore, surmise that it's used some kind of fairy power upon you.
Can he use his arms?
Oh yeah. It's only like waist down, but
Are there any low-hanging branches?
Let's see here.
I'm just saying, you might need to use whatever you have. Because you're out of range for us unless we start running after you, and we don't have a reason to think you're in trouble.
Because you went off on your own.
I mean, to be fair, I thought he had it handled.
I'm just wondering if I can do something with Muto Animal again, or try and do something. Can I cast? Okay, I'm going to cast Aura of Ignoble Presence.
that's a Regomentum, isn't it?
No, Muto Amaganem. So it's not him.
Oh,
It's a genuine aura spell.
Go ahead.
And I do have that spell. So
Yeah, there's no worse. Just make the roll.
yeah. It's Muto, right?
Yep, Muto Amaganem.
10 altogether. So
It's a level 10 spell, so you're good.
Yeah, great. Well, what's the effect?
Yeah, it basically gives me additions to.
He gets a +3 bonus to be authoritative
Yeah, sure,
to lead.
Okay, and now I'm going to try and demand that it stop.
Go on then. That'd be an animal handling roll, I guess.
Yeah. For animals, it usually is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here.
This is the Cartman respect my authority roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You realise that fairies are generally not impressed by illusions.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Because
Animal handling plus. I'm assuming you don't want me to roll the extra then there.
so what's that?
You don't want me to use the extra for.
Well, do the roll. Tell me what it is with or without.
Okay. So I'll see what I have here. Yep. Okay. I got 12 without.
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you say exactly?
I basically tell it to basically let me get off it. And I tell it that it can go and feed somewhere else.
Okay. You got 12. Let's give it a. I'm trying to think of what kind of thing it would roll to.
I feel bad now, John.
I know. I think this would have happened even if you didn't say it. My character trusts animals too much, so.
Let this be a lesson to you. If you survive. Otherwise, it's a lesson to us. Never trust fey animals.
I've got the demon popping spell. I don't have the fey popping spell yet.
It's funny that you have a demon popping spell as an apprentice.
I guess it'd be useful, like if we ran into.
If we run into a demon.
Okay. Okay, you command it to let you off. It responds by picking up into a actually still in fast gallop.
So long.
It goes off the road. It's going to a It carries you for a minute or so, to a like a sort of a boggy patch.
Oh no.
Okay.
I suggest screaming as it carries you off.
Okay, and it suddenly stops and sends you flying, thrown off into it. It's not like it's suddenly going to drown in. It's just these.
Yeah.
I don't think your pet's very happy with you.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's your pet.
Okay, It stands over looking down at you as you're like splosh in this great bog and you get mud and slimy stuff all over you and your clothes.
Okay, I get up and I'm assuming I'm a little hurt or like.
You're not. No, it's actually it's quite a soft landing actually. So you're not really meaningful way hurt. You're just like so.
I basically get up and I kind of understand this because I like understand Fays do this because they kind of almost have to. Like, I'll be like, I'll apologize to basically and be like, I'm sorry I had to intervene. We had to intervene, but I'm just concerned about you. Trying to empathize with the fairy horse.
And then it transforms into Corvus. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You think, as far as you're concerned, the horse can understand you because horses can. Because this particular horse generally doesn't speak to you back.
Yeah.
You're not possibly clear whether that's a choice or what.
Yeah.
By the way, were you screaming as it carried you off at a gallop or no?
I bet my character was getting a bit worked up.
I'm just trying to tell if we would know to go after you. That's all I'm trying to tell.
I mean, I don't know how far away I am from that, so...
Well, by now you're a little ways away. That's why I was asking if you yelled while it was galloping.
Okay. It looks down at you as you climb out the mud. Your mother sends her regards, Piderai. And with that, it turns and gallops away.
Okay.
Okay, you're okay. After a period of time, you'd be draggled and covered in guns because you can make your way back into the village.
Yeah. I imagine I would have yelled like "whoa" or something. I just don't know if you guys would have heard me.
Sure.
Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm coming back into town like just all completely drenched in mud.
Yeah.
Did Licorice recover decently?
Yeah, it's just been a bit of a bump, but nothing serious. So she's quite fine. She's thankful to you that you saved her again.
Just let me put on my cape. Dun, 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 dun. Super hermetic. Anyways.
Okay, the two of you. So you're sat around where you see a baby dragon Herman making his way back to the village.
I don't think his horse was happy with him.
Wow, that's rather damp. I shall go and get a plate of food and hold it up in gesture for Herman and bring it back to the table for him.
Yes, Herman is looking confused and defeated, I guess.
Have you considered bathing in a stream and coming back to the party?
Stand still a minute.
Okay.
Perdo Akram 5. Dry him off at least.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Well then,
That was very strange. I gotta say.
I really need to learn more battle magic.
Right. 23 halved is fine for a level 5 spell.
Yeah.
okay.
And then
There's still dirt, but you've used something.
I'll do that. And then that's for number 1. Blah blah blah. Bang. Number 2. Blah blah blah. 17 halved is still more than 5. You're clean and your dirt is destroyed and the water is destroyed on you.
Okay.
It will do.
That'll do, donkey.
Housekeeping.
Say thanks. Thank you, Caleb. That's a very useful spell.
Destruction isn't always about death. Right, and now Caleb's going to relax for a while because he's just fatigued himself. Okay. So I take it the horse had a disagreement with you.
I suppose so. Though it did speak to me for the first time ever, which was very strange.
What did it say?
Something about my family.
Oh, so it was insulting you.
I don't really say anything to that.
Hey,
Regarding the word it said at the end, is there anything special about that, or?
might have been a name out of character.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But...
Or a title.
It's not a name you recognise.
Okay.
Ask.
Yeah, I guess I will ask. Has anyone heard the term? Whatever. What was it again, Nathan?
Pride Eye?
Yeah. Anyone heard the term Pride Eye before?
Can I fairy lore that or no?
No, I can have a roll.
Okay. What is it? Intelligence fairy lore?
Yeah.
Okay. Total result of 10.
No, not really ringing any bells. I mean, what you said already about it might be a name sounds plausible, but it's not a name you place.
Hmm.
Herman, you've got Scots Gaelic on your character sheet, haven't you? As a language?
Yeah, I do.
Doesn't necessarily sound Scots, but does sound like a more of a Gaelic-y type language.
Okay.
Obviously, it has an I on the end, which is pretty unusual in English.
Yeah.
So, okay. So there's a bit of general merriment. Obviously, some of the villagers saw you come back in bedraggled, dirty, but it seems mostly good spirited.
I might actually point out his condition to Licoricia, like, that could be you, and he knows how to ride.
Okay. So the evening goes on. Let's have so yeah, Uhtred does a report. He comes back.
Do we basically get a "that's nice, dear"?
You still said you're handling it, so that's fine.
Exactly. It's like, oh, a fae showed up. This tends to happen more often than peasants would believe.
Let's see if we've still got. So Uhtred, sits down with a horn of ale at your table. Good to see you again, young masters. Yeah, they said. Well, like, they're happy you said you could handle it.
And it all worked out, except for, your clothing. He looks over towards. I mean, it's no longer dirty or filled with dirt. I mean, you're good.
So was that the same horse we saw on our way to York?
I hope so. Otherwise,
I remember you walked about it, Gareth.
It looked like it was the same one.
Herman will say it was definitely the same one.
Okay. Herman, how How closely attached are you that? Because I was considering actually trying to harm its essence, shall we say? Hurt it.
I would prefer it not be hurt, but I suppose
I prefer not antagonizing the local fae if possible, but if it's about to injure one of the townsfolk, then I'd rather have to apologize to a fae than have to explain to one of the families here that their child or husband or whatnot was killed.
Agreed.
So, I do want to ask you, what was that business last year in the forest when poor old Conrad came back hurt?
Why don't you ask Conrad, Uhtred?
Well, I did, but he didn't want to talk about it. So.
Everybody's past catches up with them eventually.
That's a good way of summing it up. It was handled, though, so no lasting harm, I believe. We can hope.
Yeah.
It was a learning experience. We didn't get to do as much training on the trip as we thought, but it was still interesting.
Nathan?
Yes.
I forgot I have magic addiction. So...
Okay.
You want me to do that now?
Yeah, what's the roll for it?
Second. I was thinking my books up here.
Magic addiction. But intelligence plus concentration stress roll.
Yeah.
Factor is half the level of the spell. So what's that? 5.
5.
Easy.
Yeah. Do you want me to... I'll roll it.
Yeah, just roll it there. It's fine.
10 plus 11 altogether.
Yeah, so you're fine then.
Okay.
All right. Okay, great. Well spotted. So... Oh well. If you do want to talk about either, never mind. So
It's more Conrad's business than ours, and if he didn't want to talk about it, then I respect that.
suit yourselves.
You're enjoying yourself, though.
Oh yeah, it's a fine, pleasant evening. Okay. Suddenly you hear a "ow." It sounds like the voice of the priest you spoke to earlier.
Oh no!
Okay, he's like nursing the back of his head.
Does it look like there's something nearby that could have caused this?
Yeah, there's a stone lying on the ground next to him.
Oh dear!
Ow! Who threw that stone? Ow! My head!
I mean, based on where the stone is, does that give us a rough hemisphere of where it might have come from?
Vague. No, it makes vague senses, like behind him.
Like
turn around.
180 degrees, vague direction.
Yeah. Ow! My poor head.
Does he appear to have taken an injury? Or is it
Yeah,
just...
but not a significant game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, that really hurts.
Yeah, that's gonna have a lump.
What's going on? Ow! Who threw that?
I'm going to get up and look around, kind of casually, like.
Do you want to have a second sight roll?
Sure. With my bonus of 1, I think it is.
Yeah.
No, 2. No, it's 1. It's 1. Wait, awareness doesn't help me for this, does it?
No, this is definitely a second sight roll.
Yeah, one ability, 1 attribute.
It'd probably be perception, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I critted.
Oh, so we got a double.
Nice.
So
That would be a 20.
18.
That's a 20.
So, what you rolled a 1 plus a 9. Oh,
well, it doubled the 9 to an 18, and my base,
Modifier.
Yeah.
So your modifier's 2, is it?
Yeah. No, it's 1.
Your
Second sight
modifier's
1.
not doubled, just the dice roll doubled.
Okay, in that case, 19.
19. That will cut it, I think.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Didn't need that extra 1.
Yes. With your amazing 19 roll, you do see a little fellow
Having a chuckle.
on the village. Yes, you do. Okay. Only someone see this. It's about a foot tall and looks like that.
Must be awfully strong if it managed to lift the rock.
Yeah.
At least for its size.
It's quite hairy, but also naked.
Where is it standing, or is it sitting? Or what?
It's standing in the village. Just so in between two houses.
Is there like a stoop or something else convenient for sitting on nearby? Believably? Even a barrel.
You could probably pick up a spare chair or a log or like a sword log or something to move it over.
Sure, I'll do that. I'm just going to pick it up casually, like I'm just heading over that way. I'm not going to look at it in the least, though it's in my peripheral vision.
Okay.
Once I get that direction, is it moving? Is it looking at me?
Yeah, I can see you coming vaguely towards it.
I'm going to turn, and as I turn, so that like as I'm approaching that space, there shouldn't be anyone who could see it at this range because I don't see any people in his direction, right? Yeah. Kind of lift my hood a little bit, like I'm scratching.
Yeah.
Showing.
Okay.
And then I sit down on the chair.
Right, you.
Sato.
I know, right?
Okay. Yeah, it looks up at you. Realizes obviously you could see it.
Even though I'm not looking at it, it's just like, the fact that I'm addressing it.
Yeah.
Having a laugh tonight, are we?
Yeah, what do you want?
Just kind of sip my mug, set it down within easy reach of it. Just wondering, you're just having a little bit of fun, or?
Yeah, well, it's not right, is it?
Oh, sorry, what did he say?
It's not right, is it? How do you stand it?
It's gonna raise an eyebrow. Stand what?
What? That thing over there. It's gesturing towards the church.
Ah, well, it's not that much fun for us either, but it makes the other people here feel comfortable.
It's not right.
A lot of things aren't right.
No thanks. No, honestly. I do all the work around here, and they go and do that. Stick that on here. Do you realize the headache I got when they rang that bell earlier?
Wait. What were you doing for them?
Well, who do you think does all the housework around here?
I'd thought it was some of the people who live here.
Bah! What do you mean? They just lounge around all night and don't do anything.
Indeed. You must be quite the hard worker then.
So, you're going to help me get rid of that bell?
Just kind of look, thinking to myself for a moment, like, so just to be clear, you're feeling a little bit unappreciated. Good word. And you want the bell of the church to be cracked, dealt with, not rung in the future in general. If you get rid of it, they'll just get another bell. It'll take them some time, bear in mind, but, they kind of like having those. You'd have a reprieve for a while, but they'd have another one
How
eventually.
do humans have to do that? They never used to.
Well, it must have just caught on sometime recently, I imagine. But unfortunately, they like doing what they do. I mean, obviously, the alternative is to go live out further in the forest, and I suppose that wouldn't be much fun for you.
Well, wouldn't get any work done if I did that.
Very true. Be nice if you had someone who appreciated your work.
Yeah, it would be. No one appreciates me around here.
You know that, you just gotta think for a minute, like, well, I can keep my ears open and see if I hear of any families living a little bit further away from the village who might be appreciative, or at least a little less prone to ringing bells, shall we say. But I would recommend against trying to destroy the bell, or, well, throwing the odd rock isn't going to hurt too much, but if he notices you, that could be more of a problem.
They never notice me. Nobody notices me.
It's fair. You're very good at keeping hidden. But,
Okay. Other players, you can obviously see.
I'm just sitting there, just like talking to myself.
Something which isn't. Right, there's nothing there. You can't see anything. You're clearly having a conversation with nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. if I'm going to be watching Solon, if he looks in my direction, I will just raise an eyebrow at him, and that's as much he'll get from me. But it'll be a case of
I'm just going to carefully not look down and be like, "Do you mind if some of my friends come over and have a chat also?" They can't see you, but they might have some insight. Also look a little less odd if I have someone else standing here.
Yeah. Okay. Bring him over.
I'll gesture for the both of them to come over.
okay. Wander over, just
Okay.
with some food, because I seem to like food at the moment because I'm hungry.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you'll go like round the back of a house, essentially, out of sight. And okay, yeah, he looks over, and then he. Okay, so the other two, you see this figure suddenly appear. So it's only a foot tall, extremely hairy, and naked.
I'll look at Solon. Thank you. That really completes the evening.
I'm just going to look at him and be like, I just happened to notice him here.
What do you mean? I live here. This is my village. This is my home.
I wasn't saying it's not. They were just asking. I think they thought I had brought you here or something. I was explaining I didn't. This is your home, as you said.
No, you brought them here.
That's right.
So you were the one who threw the rock then?
Yeah.
He's a little bit perturbed at all the bell ringing and the Dominion aura.
Yeah, he lives in the church. He lives in the church then?
No, definitely not. No, he lives here in the town. But even being that close, I believe, is somewhat painful for him. He apparently helps the villagers with housework and such. They are very unappreciative of his efforts.
No. I do all the housework. They just lounge around in bed the whole night.
Ah.
Humans tend to sleep at night.
That's true.
What's that about? Complete waste of time.
Oh, you don't sleep?
Well, what do you mean?
Or do you sleep? I'm just looking at him like, do you sleep?
Why would I do that? Sounds like a waste of time.
Sounds fair.
Do you get any offerings or anything from the people for doing your work?
Yeah, yes. There's somebody leave out a sauce of milk for me. Or
Please, someone's being polite.
Yeah, I was quite happy with the arrangement.
Have they not been doing that recently, or fewer of them?
Well, some of them were, but then they did that. God, it's not ringing that. What you call it, bell?
Uh-huh.
No, that's just not nice.
I can understand. Well,
I don't think they're going to give up the bell. Garrett.
No, and I already told him if they got rid of it, even if something were to happen to their bell, they just get another one eventually. Now that they have the tower.
What about if you charge more for your services then instead and make up for it?
What? You mean, okay, if you could get them to actually, like, leave me more offerings, yeah, okay.
Do we know any of the townsfolk who live in town?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are the crafts people that work at the Covenant, so yes.
I'm going to kind of look at and be like, if you tell us which ones are already leaving you saucers of milk, we might be able to convince them to leave you a little bit more. Maybe. No promises, but... We're not going to, the fact that we're having this conversation should convince you we're not going to chastise them for giving you offerings. We have no problem with that.
Okay, right. I'll make a bargain with you.
Oh, dear.
I will look towards Gareth at this point.
Yeah, Gareth's reaction was, oh, dear.
Right.
But he's listening.
Right. If they put out a source of milk for me, how often are they going to ring the bell, do you think?
I believe they. I'm just gonna look at the others. Like, how often do you think they ring the bell for church for each mass, or
every 3 hours?
Yeah.
I mean that's a monster. I don't think a parish church, but they're not parish churches. Don't even have bells. So,
once a day then, or once a week.
Certainly on. So we say both on every Sunday, but also every Saints' Day, which there's a lot.
So once or twice a week, usually.
Yeah. Right. How about every time they're going to ring that bell, they leave out a source of milk for me to make up for it.
Yeah, we'll ask
for each day that they do.
Source of milk, or what else? Or like a good bit of bread.
Okay. We'll
like
ask
a small hunk of bread. Yes.
We'll ask the villagers that to make sure they keep you happy, because they haven't got time to take care of their house. Obviously, they need your help for that.
Yeah, obviously. This place will be an absolute tip without me.
Peek round the corner and point out some of the villagers that already leave you offerings for us, and we'll talk to them first.
Right. Okay. Right. Let me think. Okay. He disappears. Gareth, you can still see him.
Yep.
Okay. He wanders off for a bit as I wander around.
I'm going to kind of look at the others while he's gone and be like, he seems relatively reasonable.
Their type tend to be helpful, usually.
It's some sort of household thing.
I believe it's some type of brownie, yes. I've done some research on them not too long ago.
Okay, yeah. He comes back. Yeah, like that one, and that one.
Okay, which townsfolk is he indicating?
He's not pointing out to us. He's not pointing out to us. He's pointing out houses.
Okay, that's fine.
That should actually help us even more. Then we can figure who lives where.
Okay, we'll speak to them this evening, tomorrow, and then hopefully before the bells. The bells might ring in tonight for the festival, so we can't do it just yet. But we'll get you some milk and bread ourselves if they are going to ring. I'll speak to the father, and Gareth, I'm sure we'll be able to find you again to let you know.
Right, Gareth, that's your name, is it? Right.
And yours, or a name that we can call you.
Ooh. I'm not going to tell you my name. What did I have? Some kind of fool?
That's why I said a name we can call you by.
I know what wizards can do with names.
if it's just something that people call you and it's not your true name, not as much we can do with it.
Stop playing your clever wizard wordplay on me. I'm not going to fall for that.
What would you like us to call you then?
Wizard of Trixie.
You're right, but what would you like us to call you?
Me.
All right. He's not going to argue it. There's no point.
Right.
So basically, we're going to go and make sure we get a little bit of milk and or bread for him.
Okay.
And then we have to figure out which townsfolk he was indicating from their houses, and then have a private conversation with them.
Okay. Do you want to do a general folk Kenny type role for that?
Folk Ken or etiquette or charm.
I've got some of those.
Yeah, pretty flexible. Either of those, I think like is relevant.
Okay. Can I use this communication plus folk Ken then to talk? Are we recognizing people? What are we doing first? Sorry, is it just one role?
I'm just doing wrap up into one role.
I've got presence 3 and charm 2, if that would help.
It's more of a presence thing. Yeah, that sounds good. Charm is. I'm just thinking, is there any particular definitions about the word? Charm is more endearing others to you on a personal basis, whatever emotionally.
So etiquette.
Folk Ken is understandable, responding background. You could also bargain, also potentially.
Yeah, you bargain to convince people. Charm can convince people. Bargain can convince people.
I have presence 3, bargain 3, and that's not counting possible. Like if I'm talking to a housewife.
Off you go with presence plus bargain.
Okay. Am I talking to a housewife or?
Yeah. This is generally you're talking to general small folk in the village.
He wants to talk to women. He's trying to say.
Yes, fine.
I get an advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I think that's like another +3 or something.
It is, yeah, +3.
All right, cool. That's going to give me a +9 to my roll.
Very ridiculous.
I know. Watch me watch it. Nope, just got the minimum possible roll.
11. Yeah. Okay. So, what are you actually saying?
Once he's identified who they are, he's going to politely bring up the topic of as best he can, because you don't just walk up to someone in a church-going town and accuse them of oh yeah, you're leaving shit out for fairies. You don't do that.
It's quite a normal thing these days. Yeah, people do it.
He's going to try and politely bring it up, hey, with basically folks see tales of brownies and such not liking the sound of church bells. Basically trying to convince them, hey, if we're going to be ringing the bell and stuff, might want to leave out a little extra.
Okay.
Whenever we have to ring the bells.
You probably convince them. At least in one case, you find they're actually leaving food out for a friendly stray cat they've semi-adopted.
So the brownie's stealing it.
But
the cat looks like
various families do they do leave out odds and ends, and they do actually we do. Yes, we have noticed someone swoops to the dust behind the door. And I had this sewing job half finished, and I came back the next morning, it was all done.
See, this thing is working really hard.
So you convinced them to increase their offerings.
I'm going to kind of look over at John, what's your character's name? Caleb. Thank you.
Caleb.
You kind of look at Caleb when we're in private, just be like, when do we have our own covenant? Whatever it is, it'd be nice to have someone like that around the covenant to help out.
They would get driven out by the Aegis.
Unless you give them a caster token.
No.
Well, they can always live with any villagers then.
That's why the village here is here, because it supports a covenant, but it's not within the Aegis. That's the way it works.
All right.
But yeah, useful little fellow. Huh?
Very.
All right. Ugh.
All right, so we'd report our success, basically.
Right, so we've got bargain heads. They're going to give me, proper offerings whenever they ring the bell.
I believe so, yes. Though the one that you said was leaving it out for you, I'm not sure if they might have been leaving it out for a cat. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that.
That's the thing. So clearly they'll leave that for me.
Well, you may not get anything extra from them, but the other ones will.
Right.
So that's something.
Fair enough. Okay, right. Well, I'll keep doing all the work around here then.
Much appreciated from us, I assure you.
Right. Okay, right. Well, because we've got a bargain in wizards. Right.
That's it. We've all dealt with the Fae, guys. We have crossed that threshold.
Oh dear.
Luckily, we didn't anger it. We actually mollified it.
I don't think brownies are all that tough anyway. I imagine Caleb could have killed it or something.
Appearances can be deceptive. That thing was able to lift a rock that's bigger than it is.
Anyway, go back and continue enjoying the festivities.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Caleb is one of these skinny people that can just eat a lot and it doesn't go anywhere, so he's just munching away.
Oh, I hate people like that.
Yeah, two of my work colleagues at work, they're absolutely rakes and they eat the most amount of junk food ever, and they're just like, nah.
It's all the weed.
Nah, they're both gamers. One was a gamer, he had a kid, so he's not so much of a gamer anymore. But
that's fair.
But yeah, I'm just enjoying the festivities. Caleb is one of these people that he's quite happy to sit and watch people. So just having some food in front of him, just watching the festivities go by.
Okay. Okay, and I think on that note, unless you guys have other NPCs you want to talk to, we'll leave it there. So
I'm good.
The rest of the passes, it's a reasonably good party. Apart from saying someone getting a bump on the head and someone getting soaked. And yeah, so as Gareth said, you've crossed the threshold. You've dealt with the awesomely mighty, powerful, dread Fae folk.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pleasant Player. Thank you for watching. This has been episode 4 of the Sons of Voluntas saga.